No intro.
Oh, it's us again. Let's try this again.
Hi.
No.
It is I. It's
We'll
we.
be back in a minute.
We're
Or
not the
will we?
hosts you're looking for. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
How many whizzes are there?
Wow, new guy. Do you not know which button to push?
Push all the buttons. It'll be fine.
At one time, apparently. No. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Wait a second. Who's trying to message me?
Mhm.
Hold on a second here.
Fan of the show?
Oh, this has nothing to do with our show. I can ignore this one. Okay.
So it's not about toys.
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Oh.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We are your
Whoa.
hosts.
Oh, there's a T-shirt.
We are your
Show
hosts.
whores.
We are your hosts. My
Did we
name
make
is
it past
Wes.
the first few seconds there.
Let me clear that out.
That's why the intro is like over a minute. Get us
Ooh.
clear.
I'm Wes. I'm joined once again with the best co-hosts this side of the Rishi Maze. I've got Andrew Daw
Hello.
and Hank McLaughlin.
Nice.
Gentlemen, would it please you to know that we've reached a turning point?
Have we?
We are coming to the end of 2017.
Oh my
Turning
God,
or tipping?
Closer to current.
I know those of you who are watching, you're thinking, wait, it's 2025. If this is your first time with us on Back in Black series, we've been covering Star Wars Black Series 6-inch action figures, starting with Wave 1 all the way back in 2013. And we are now about to cover Phase 3. So now we are into the red and black packaging, which we've been for some time. And tonight we are covering Waves 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Sounds like a lot.
So it's going to be a short
You would
show.
think. Yeah. And you would think across 4 waves of figures that would be a lot. In fact, here are the figures that we're going to cover tonight. Lando Calrissian, Qui Gon Jin, Hera Syndulla, Mazanata, First Order, Finn, First Order Disguise, General Leia Organa, Captain Poe Dameron, the Resistance Tech Rose, and Jaina Solo. However, those are just the new figures for those 4 waves. In fact, those 4 waves actually look a little bit more like that.
That's a lot of reissue.
For one reason or another, or for several reasons. You'll see the ones marked in red are ones that we've already covered, somewhere upwards of 3 times.
At least.
And I, for one, feel like we don't need to say the things we've already said times 3 or 4 times over.
I don't think we need to rate on a scale of reissued figures.
No. Let's say hi to Kay, who's watching on YouTube tonight. Hello, Kay. Nice to see you as well. Of course, Sean is here. Welcome to the show, Sean. Thanks for turning up. Nice to see you along for the ride. I'm ahead of myself this week. I was behind a couple of weeks, a little behind the 8 ball, but I made sure that the next The next round of figures,
The next voting position.
it's up now. You can go and vote right now.
It's a semifinal, right? Is that?
Have we made a final decision on that?
I don't know yet. We didn't exactly go
We
back. We
still have to go back. So we didn't start doing our medals. Our Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery did not make the first couple of shows because it was it was an evolution of the show. I think that was after we had Gaz.
Yeah, because he spun the tale about Porkins.
He didn't die. He
Exactly.
survived.
Standing
so
on
yes,
the surface.
You had said that we should go back and select winners for those episodes that we didn't name, and do some sort of semifinal so that we have a running list of should we ever get to 2025?
Right.
Oh, we'll get there.
So we can have a running who is the best of the best of the best of the best.
Mm-hmm. Sir.
Of the best.
Sir.
Yeah, that one. I haven't put that together yet. I would have to go back and rewatch a few episodes because unlike the most recent episodes where I still have the raw slides.
Yeah.
I actually have to go back to our channel to find. Speaking of the channel, can I take a few seconds to give a channel update?
Sure.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you guys, pat yourselves on the back.
Ooh.
Pat yourselves on the back.
On my shoulder.
You all deserve it.
Uh-oh.
Walt Disney, for the second time on the same video, has not responded. Our video, our Fandor video, the first 3 episodes of season 2 cleared yesterday. We are fully in the clear. That
finally out now.
So yeah, it's a couple months later, but if you haven't seen our review of the first block of 3 episodes for Andor season 2, you can catch that now. It is finally 100% clear. And I will say this, when I checked it this morning, it had 2 more views than it did yesterday.
I watched it because I wanted to see our video format and try to discern exactly what was going through Disney's head.
I thought you maybe wanted to watch it to see how stupid we looked at the end. What's happening? What's going on? What do you mean we're canceled? I don't know what happened. Because that's all in there.
It is.
Yeah, it is all in there. Yeah.
Magic of live.
Anyway, back to the order at hand, which is tonight's list of figures. Hank, do you have all of these?
I don't.
No, neither do I.
No. So there's 3 I have for obvious reasons. Don't have for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah, I think 3 or 4.
The 3 I don't have for obvious reasons.
3.
There's 2 of them I have just because I was in the fray when I bought them.
Yeah.
And I had like, yeah. I mean the Carrie Fisher I was probably always going to buy just because I don't think she had passed away at this point, but I was always going to get that figure.
No.
And the Mazanata, I thought, oh, this is going to be our new Yoda or something. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was hoping something, right? So
yeah, you and a lot of people.
I feel like that. I was actually talking to my wife about that when I was working on the Maz slide and her accessories, and it's like, and the Skywalker lightsaber, a story for another time that we'll never ever get.
Huge. We get it in the comics. But yeah, then you got to read the comics. But huge sections were filmed and cut out of the movie of her actually wielding the Force and stuff.
So maybe she was intended on some level to be that wizened character. Yeah.
And then I mean we'll get into it as we go to individual figures, but the Qui Gon has remained elusive. I could have bought a 3-pack the last time I was at GameStop, EB Games.
Well, you bring that up, and I didn't include the 3-pack version, and I probably should have.
I probably should have bought it because I'm
there's a lot of goodness in that.
Qui-Gon's one of these ones that's been slipped through my fingers since 2017.
Well, since he first came out, 2017. You could have got him again in the 50th, the Lucasfilm 50th, which we'll get to. But yeah, most recently, earlier this year, in a 3-pack, Duel of the Fates 3-pack with Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi and the new mold for Darth Maul, which is the same mold as the Sith Speeder, which I saw 2 of today at EB Games, and it's still full price, which means I'm still not buying it.
Yeah.
Not when I've got the mechanical leg version on the shelf, which looks amazing. By the way,
didn't know that about the Maul, or it might influence my decision because that's 2 out of the 3 figures that I don't have.
It's the new mold, yeah. That Maul, the one with the cybernetic legs, looks standing beside Savage Opress. And I say that only because I got him finally opened and on the shelf yesterday.
Well, that's
Protect the Savage Opress.
Yeah.
the Clone Wars
Yeah.
variant. Yeah. Really
Yeah.
nice.
It looks so good.
My favorite Maul variant, I know we're coming right off the rails, is the it's actually a gaming greats. And it's
Which came out around almost the same time as the
Old Master version.
Old Master, yeah. Still has the cybernetic legs.
Yes.
He gets a different lightsaber. The one with the hooked piece on the end, I think.
That's correct, yeah.
And a slightly different upper body.
I believe he kills an Inquisitor for that half of the lightsaber.
I believe he does. Chris Carlson coming at us here on Facebook.
Chris, what's up, man?
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And we're about to get into the list. Let's do it. Let's get to it. Let's start with Lando Calrissian. Of course, he came out. This one is, what is he? He is number 39. He's also released in Wave 15 with no update, and he gets a re-release on the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back card with the face print. And I think it's pretty obvious which one is which here. Which version you got, Hank?
Mine looks like Richard Pryor.
Then you and I have the same one. Actually, you know what though? I have to say,
it's not a bad Lando.
I'm very much aware of this. I like the belt, the way your belt is showing off there on camera. It's coming across pretty nice.
Oh,
it's somewhat reflective.
Yeah.
It's very reflective.
Do it. How about a Colt 45?
One of the things about that we've talked about this many times, the soft goods versus molded plastic.
If any, like, this guy is all cape. That's his shtick.
That's his thing.
Why would you give him this kind of cape so that he can't do anything but what I've got him doing? Wearing the cape. He can barely. His arms are pushed to the middle, and he can.
That's right. Yeah.
Point a gun at you. Probably can't shoot very accurately.
He can barely do that. So I will say this though. As we are getting towards the end of, action figure looking toys and more towards miniature human beings, where the face is concerned, I don't feel like the regular face on this is all that bad. Like, it's Lando, and that's Billy D. Williams.
You know what I just realized? I have the other one too.
Oh, you do?
1 second. I just looked at the wall and went, holy shit, I don't even know what I have.
Sean wants us to know that the cape on this guy sucks.
Well, it doesn't look,
You're not wrong, Sean. You are not wrong at all.
Does not look like it lends itself to any sort of advanced articulation.
I think part of the issue for me where the cape is concerned is that, like, it has, like, virtually the same sheen as the pants. If it was even just a different shade of blue, that might have helped sort of with the illusion. This is one of those ones I think
could actually, you see because of my reflections, but it's actually night and day.
You might actually benefit from a shot of dull coat. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a million times better.
He looks less like Richard Pryor, more like Cheech Marin. So
wow. Which is, I think it's appropriate that we're doing Lando first, because we can make our scale on what do we have here.
Oh, nice.
Articulation wise, I don't think there's anything out of the ordinary happening here. Double jointed knees, which they really did a lot of in the early days.
Yeah.
They've abandoned that for the most part on a lot of figures.
I kind of like how he's not like in a skin tight. He's not in a ghillie suit like a lot of the characters are.
No.
He's got a nice flowing. He looks way better without the cape on.
Yeah.
He's a 2017, like that. The archive is a much nicer sculpt. I think it's the exact same figure otherwise.
Yeah, I don't believe they did anything to the body. They just gave us a new head and a new face, which, granted, it does improve.
Oh, sure.
Figure.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones where I actually went, at the time, I didn't realize how much of a difference it was going to make in the Black Series. So there's a lot of these figures that came out that I didn't update them. And this was one of them. I still have the original Lando sitting on the shelf.
I could give this version of Lando 2.5 altered deals.
Nice. Andy, what do you think of Lando?
I'm a bit more forgiving. I actually think the face here without the face print tech, he looks, I don't know, more
Softer?
a little bit.
Yeah.
The face print, he looks pissed at something.
He looks like he did when I met him at Comic-Con. Like he's just glazed over and doesn't know what to say.
Still time to say, man.
I'm gonna give him 3. 3 further altered deals.
3. Pray I don't alter the deal further. Okay, nice.
It's got some nice
But
accessories.
that's Vader's
I
line.
I know.
I like the paint app on the weapons and on the comm, the Lobot comm thing there.
I do like that as well. That's the
Nice
he pulled it out of the wall in Cloud City.
Right.
So it's like a cordless phone.
Yeah, almost. I like Lando for obvious reasons. For this look, this is the way the character's introduced, so it just makes sense that they lead with this one, even though we've gotten Lando a couple of other times throughout the line, which are just as good, if not better in some ways. But this is the way he's introduced, so this is a must-have. And I mean, if you only had the original 2017 release, I think it's okay. 2017, I would have given him a 3.5. What do we have here? But in 2025, that drops a little bit, and I'm not even sure that the face print offsets it that much. I do feel like this figure is old enough that the molds could use a refresh. Certainly could use some soft goods, a wired cape.
Oh, big time.
Not enough. So yeah, today I think I would give Lando maybe 2. What do we have here?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Left-handed Jedi's got it.
Left-handed Jedi coming in 3 Colt 45s. You can't not get away from that.
I know. I know. We don't even live in that country, and that was all over you can't even buy Colt 45s here.
It's right up there with get me a Colt 40. When you're going down
800.
when you go to get the Colt 45, make sure you pick up some Zimas while you're at it.
Yeah, snap into a Slim Jim.
Those you can get.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Get
Slim
Jim
Jims
get
them
now. You can.
All
right. Let's get on to the next new one for this wave. Another one that is kind of dear to me, and surprisingly drastically different when you talk about the reissue. It's Qui Gon Jin. This one, number 40, Qui Gon Jin, who also got a release on the for the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm release on Phantom Menace retro packaging, and as you said, Hank, again most recently on that 3-pack. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think his robes, like his uniform, is pristine clean. I don't think it's
clean.
I don't think it's
didn't
dirty.
take a deep look at it. And does it have the new inkjet face print tech?
Gosh, I don't know, but I mean,
that's a significant jump in tech right there.
When you look at these two, it's like, oh, the one on the left is an action figure, and I'm pretty sure that's Liam Neeson there in person on the right.
Right, yeah.
Like that's the difference to me.
Yeah.
Hey, we should catch up here with the chat. We've got Josh coming at us here on YouTube. How's it going, Josh? Nice to see you. All the way from the UK, my friends. TJC!
What is up, buddy?
Hello, sir. Nice to see you as well. Hope you're having a good... I guess it's, will be, what, late night for you.
Something like that.
Yeah, man. We're talking about Qui Gon Jin in the Black Series, as we are covering waves 11 through 14. That's phase 3 in the black and red packaging. And Qui Gon Jin is our second new release of those 4 waves. Only 9 new releases out of 20 figures in those waves. Kind of makes you go, what is going on?
Is that pointy hand in the 50th too?
So that's a good question. I don't know. Judging by
I don't see it in the pack, but it's kind of like a...
Let me see if I can go full screen and make this look bigger. I don't see it in there.
It could be hiding in like a little baggie.
It could be behind the 50th sticker.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's definitely in the original release.
What's a nice touch? Like that's a,
credits will
do.
No, they won't.
at the same time, though, it's almost a missed opportunity that there's no little chance cube included.
Oh, Left-Handed Jedi's got the news for us.
So wait a second here. Wait, no extra hand for the 50th.
Wow.
That feels like a step backwards, doesn't it?
Well,
Yeah, especially when you're paying a lot more for that, and I would never even open that version if I had it.
Almost
So-
like if they gave us, which we don't have yet, if we get Watto, there's your chance cube.
yeah.
Watto's coming with the chance cube.
Mhm.
They could. I know this isn't a Hasbro thing to do, to pack in accessories for other characters, but they could do that.
Yeah.
They
Well,
could
we-
repack the hand with him.
We have seen that though. Like,
Oh,
like
100%.
Tarkin.
Masters Universe did it in classics all the time. They couldn't afford to pack an accessory in with the character that it was intended for. We'll put it in with somebody else down the road that has less.
why Tarkin has the torture droid is beyond me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NECA Gargoyles line, right? Wings are coming with other people, and
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
same with Marvel Legends, right? With Kitty Pryde, I believe they included the alternate Onslaught head for the Red Skull
Yeah.
Build-A-Figure,
Yeah.
Right.
which makes him look so much nicer.
So let me tell you a little story about what this figure means to me. First of all, Qui Gon Jinn is the best character in the Phantom Menace. I will die on that hill. He is the only. I guess we can't call them Power of the Force figures, but they came out on the back end of the Power of the Force 2.
Mhm.
He's the only figure 5 POA 3 3/4 of that era that I bought.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and for the longest time he hung from the rearview mirror of my car. I love this character so much, and I was tickled to see him come back for Obi-Wan, even if it was just for
A half
a
second.
quick look. Yeah, absolutely loved it. He's the Jedi that Anakin needed, but he's not the one that he got.
Mhm.
Yeah. If
We
you guys have
have
ever
much.
heard Filoni talk about that
absolutely.
scene and how important it is, that things go very differently if Qui-Gon is the father figure in that situation.
So yeah, absolutely.
And it's really underwritten that that's a deep scar that Anakin carries from very young.
Yeah. Still, even without the face print, which I'm not gonna, I can't argue that looks pretty damn good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The original figure still looks good to me, and I still like it. And I would dare say that the one on my shelf might actually look a little bit better than the photograph that we're looking at tonight.
I find that a lot. They're like their glam shots tend to be like when they're in the prototype phase, or
Yeah,
which is usually the inverse. Usually, you see a better paint job on a glam shot than you do in hand, especially when they're action figure-y.
Mhm.
No, yeah, I agree with you 100%. And it's really true in the Black Series where like you might get, maybe your Sabine's eyes are a little more or a little less crossed than mine. I don't know. But Qui-Gon is a great figure. Again, articulation wise, he's very standard for that era of Black Series figures. So he gets what you think he should have. Although he too would benefit from some butterflies. If you were a sword wielder, I mean, or a two-handed anything, two hands on a
You
rifle,
want that?
Mhm.
you
want that
really
ready
want to be able to
position.
get your hands closer together. And unfortunately, you don't get that here. So you can get a one-handed saber pose much nicer than you can a two-handed.
Mind you, with that extra hand, though, you can get the whole, forward pose going.
But that's an Obi-Wan thing.
I know, but
That's actually a good idea, though. Take that hand and put it on Padawan Obi-Wan
ooh.
and have him do that. You could do that.
Mhm.
Even without the face, like he's for midi-chlorian blood samples out of 5.
I
For
like
me.
it. I like it. Andy, what do you think of Qui-Gon Jinn?
I like him. If you're reenacting the Phantom Menace, you need him. The hand's a nice touch. I'm thinking 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Josh has got his in.
Did I miss that? Where'd I go?
Up one more. There you
Oh,
go.
there we go. Wow. Just a straight 3.
Right, 3.
Perfect.
3. He's a 3. Qui-Gon Jinn was the first toy lightsaber I ever bought.
Oh, very good.
So I mean, I that's how much I love this character. It really, like the Phantom Menace was.
You mean
sort
like
of,
force effects?
no, like as in like when they started making toy lightsabers to support the movie, and then there was this like explosion of toy lightsabers.
Yeah, just the flick out one.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
electronic. It had lights and sounds. It didn't
Yeah.
sound like anything you saw in the movies, but it
Right,
did
right,
have
right.
some sound.
Yeah, I had
I love
the
this so
green
much.
Skywalker version of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I agree, Josh. Great character though.
Mhm.
Um, I give in 2017, I would have given him a 4. Perhaps I killed a Jedi.
Mm.
Ah.
But in in 2025, man, see if it was just the 50th Lucasfilm or the new Duel of the Fates Qui-Gon, he'd still be a 4 for me.
That face print might even bump him up with
That's
that
what I mean.
card.
Like it,
For
Mhm.
me,
that
that's
one
almost a
would.
5 out of 5 for
It
me.
it is almost. As it is though, like if I have to homogenize the two of them
Yes.
together,
Yeah.
he's a very strong 3.5, maybe even 3.75.
Yeah.
I love this character and I can't not vote emotionally with him.
It's hard because by the time we get to the figures that we want to win or think should win, we're scoring above 5 because we're getting into the territory where we're getting a lot better figures as as the tech improves, as the
Yeah.
paint apps improve,
Mhm.
as they run out of the run of the mill characters to do. We get
I
deeper
mean, you
cuts.
say that, but then I look at, 9 out of 20 are new and it's like, I almost and the more we do
Well,
this,
I just mean we're not pumping out Farm Boy Luke after again. We're still re-releasing them, but we're going like let's do a deeper cut.
yeah, deep cuts, and we have a very deep cut coming later on in the show, so stick around for that. Yeah, so yeah, that's Qui-Gon Jinn.
3.75 Anakin drops.
Nice. I like that one. I gotta look ahead because I don't remember. Oh yeah, here we go. Our next one.
Essential.
Oh my gosh. This one is a tough. This was a tough one for me when I was putting this together because I have the original release. I was fortunate enough to get the original releases on everybody but Zeb because he didn't come out until the Rebels wave much later on.
Hmm.
So I have the 2017 Hera, which to be honest, the photo, the 2020 Hera side by side, I don't think, although the literature says that there is an updated face there, and you can see that. I don't
Mhm.
know if it's the way that the goggles are positioned on her head. I
Yeah.
don't think it's that much better than the 2017, to be honest. I feel like the 2017 is perfectly serviceable. It looks great.
Well, those goggles have a little bit of wiggle room. You know that, right?
It's been a
Ever
while
so
since
they
I've.
won't pull down over her eyes, but they
No, but
do
they will
shift
they
around
will
her
move.
forehead.
So you should be able to push them back
Hmm.
on her.
Yeah, so I have her in
Let
hand.
me solo you here. Do you have the original one, Hank?
I believe this is the original one, but I don't know. Yeah.
That's tough. That's a
And
tough one to
then
call. I don't know.
it's tough. They look very similar.
Oh, they
I
do
can
push down.
almost
Oh,
get it
right,
over
right,
her
right.
eyes if I
Okay.
really wanted to.
You could hair dryer them
They
down
won't.
there.
Yeah, but I kind of like that. Like
No,
that.
no, I do as well.
I mean, I can't say enough about this figure.
Tell me
It's
now, like when as you're holding her in hand, the markings on her Leku, are they very like picked out, like the gold? It looks like gold in the photograph.
um
Is
yeah,
it subtle
it's hard
there?
to pick up. It's pretty subtle.
Hmm.
Because the photo here of
I have
the
really poor
2020
lighting
release makes it
backstage
look
here
like
actually.
the
Um
2020 release photo makes it look like they're way more prevalent than the 2017.
oh, so they're
Hmm.
like they're two-tone. I don't want to blind everybody with my but
No.
if I shine my light backstage here, they're two-tone silver and gold,
Yep.
and the gold is very understated next to the sort of silver or gray,
Okay.
Hmm.
but they're pretty prominent. Yeah, I mean, really nice articulation. Like you don't really we get these I shouldn't say stupid. That's bad, Hank. We get these silly female figures that have the spindly legs and I mean, even though she has, and you can see
She's
it
got
in
a
there. I don't need to
baggy
show.
half a flight suit.
Yeah.
Right. So and it just there's some thickness there.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
actually she's got a bit of a can on her, like
Sure,
like
sure.
it's but it makes it look more natural, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And with the shoulders, her arms don't look so thin, and
No, they don't.
she's a warrior. She's the best. She beat Han Solo in a race, man. She's the
That's true.
best pilot in the
That is
galaxy.
true. That is
This is
true.
a 4.5. I don't know. what you would say there.
Ghost
I'm trying to
captains.
think of it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
seriously.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. I
Four and a
actually
half
thought
out of 5.
she's not the only female character we're covering tonight, and I have to agree. We talked about this sort of behind the scenes. Actually think the two female characters we're covering tonight are the two best figures in
Oh,
tonight's show.
I kind of wanted somebody to win instead of a three-way draw, so I switched votes. But my other vote was that other character.
The other figure, yeah. And it's really tough. If I owned the other one, which we'll get to, I may have voted differently, but I do own this
I'm
one.
going to unbox that one tonight. There's a very specific reason why I like that figure, and I've never held it in my hand, so hopefully it holds up.
Oh, that's going to be exciting for you then.
Hmm.
Again, articulation wise, nothing out of the ordinary here. One of a few characters, the Imperial Scout Trooper being the other one that comes to mind with an ankle holster. But unlike the Imperial Biker Scout, whose pistol is prone to falling out,
Yeah, this stays in nice.
this one, yeah, it stays in very nicely.
And the hip, like, you still have to rotate the leg out.
Yep.
To get that full seated position, but her flight straps don't.
Yeah, they don't get in
that
the
at all.
Well, they're not joined in the middle like
and they're very
pilot
loose,
ones.
so you can get the
Yeah.
the thigh twist. So that's a nice innovation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get much. There's one, a few things you'll never get a crunch because her flight suit, to give her that breast line, is like actual hard plastic inverted triangle there. So you actually, there's zero crunch on her. So yeah, if you're going to redo her, and I think they have redone her, she's appears to have fallen.
The only redo, I don't think there was another one after the 2020. The only other redo is the live action one, yeah. Which you really can't compare because they are
completely different.
Completely different tooling.
And for some reason, she's fallen into the crevices.
But again, she came out again a second time in the Rebels wave when everybody got really re-released, and then they finally brought out Zeb. They fixed the Sabine Wren in that wave.
That's right.
But Hera, I don't think the face is earth-shatteringly better in this. And if you had just the original 2017 release, this is a totally serviceable is not the right word.
Yeah,
this is a good figure. She's a good figure.
I prefer the 2017 face because I want my Rebels characters to look more like their animated
little more cartoon
version. I really like what they did with Kanan Jarrus, but I wish they'd leaned into the animated version a bit.
I like what they did with all of the Rebels. That's my favorite Ahsoka, by the way, is the Rebels Ahsoka.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, let's get to reissue.
I like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but whoever they based the portrait of that action figure on, it's perfect.
I like the Clone Wars Ahsoka best. I don't have it, and I really want. Maybe that's why
she's getting a reissue.
But she looks a lot like her animated version.
She's getting a reissue, and so is that was just earlier this week. I saw
Commander Creel or the Jedi.
Yes, Creel, Sergeant Creel, the lightsaber stormtrooper is getting a reissue.
He's right there.
Yeah. Sorry, you gave a number on Hera, Hank?
4.5.
4.5. Andy, where are you at?
I'm thinking around 4.
4, eh? I like her. I like Hera a lot. I don't think that Rebels works with the same way without her.
No.
I mean, obviously, a lot of her story is hinged around her relationship with Kanan. So that just without her, it's a completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she's spun off into live action, and I do believe that is that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So I am also 2017 Hera Syndulla gets would have been a 4 or 4.5 for me in 2025, and I think either of these figures would rate are still a 4 for me. Hera Syndulla. All right. Our next one, we're going back to the sequel trilogy, and we're looking at Maz Kanata. Maz Kanata. Man.
Why did I buy her?
Because she was $19.99 at the time.
Adds out the alien section. Come on now.
You bought her because of the promise.
Well, now that I look at her, I bought her because of this chest.
Listen, that
There's a
that
few
chest,
reasons here.
even now, if you didn't, let's say you collected Marvel Legends or any other 6-inch figure line, that chest is completely usable
Yeah,
in
Across the
any.
board.
Yeah, of course.
universal.
So why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's a great looking design. She kind of reminds me like a bit of ET.
A little bit there, yeah.
I feel like
And
she's a turtle without a shell.
Mm.
exactly. And then, again, what a lot of the sequels did was under deliver on promises. And
Yeah.
so I kind of feel that way about a lot of the figures. I probably will never open this one. I'll have a shelf of things I'll never open. Or, like you said, who's going to buy it off me now?
Somebody who really wants that chest, they probably, I don't know, I'd give you a $5 for it.
Yeah. So there you go. And
I don't.
I might even open it for the chest. I have about 9 Skywalker lightsabers. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's right. If you lose one, you can
I
steal
you
one from
know
somebody else.
Does she have visible breasts? I might pull her head off and have an alternate body for Quill.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Hmm.
That is not a bad idea. She might make for a good repaint that way. I like this figure when it came out. I'm not gonna lie. I thought
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. But also, I think when we talk about the sequel trilogy, I feel like The Force Awakens is still the strongest of the three.
I mean, it
For
was setting
sure.
up so much.
Yeah,
Like just that whole line, that's a tale for that other time. And you said it's available in comics, but
sure. But the general movie going audience is never going to.
no,
They're
no.
never going to pick that up. Left-handed Jedi, I love that. Maz, can I have my money back? The question is she in your collection or was she in your collection at any time? That's a question I want to know.
Well, yeah. I mean, as
Sean thinks she looks drunk.
Love drunk on Chewie.
Love drunk.
now I thought that was a sweet little bit of
How's my boyfriend?
character development. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Why they didn't follow that up. And they could have.
Mhm.
And the idea that, if you were to have an RPG where you could mix and match, like she's essentially a retired Hondo Anaka, but
Yeah.
that wields the Force.
Like I used to be a pirate, but I'm too old for that now.
Right.
Mind you, in
And
the
now I
Last
run
Jedi,
the show. She's
Yeah.
in the Last Jedi, she's out actively, engaging in rebellion.
That's true.
So I don't know if she's.
Oh,
fully
they did.
retired.
Yeah, it's just a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're
It's
right.
like, go
You're
look
right.
for the dude with the rose on Canterbury.
Oh, that's a great
Oh.
answer. It's a good question for another time.
That's a setup for another Tales episode right there.
It's fair enough. I respect that answer. Well done.
What if you cared about the sequels?
I mean, as a maternal grandmothery type of character, which she kind of was for Rey, and is this the new Yoda? Like the mystery around her was kind of cool. And
Mhm.
as far as action figures go, she's okay. Like she's no worse than any other 6-inch action figure. That's
And they were
supposed to be this
pushing
small.
that tech, the mocap stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like she was in broad daylight for the most part, whereas Gollum at the time was all
Shadowed out.
very
a lot of
very
it. Yeah, it's in the
nuanced.
dark.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, Hank, what do you think of Maz Kanata?
Jeez. I'll just divide it in half. I really like the accessories.
Yeah,
She doesn't look hella articulate, but she's kind of probably not the character that you would want to stand on one foot or something like that. So
sure.
for what it is, it's a 2.5. But it's it'll just sit there collecting dust on one of my low shelves so my cat doesn't climb on it.
Oh, that's a good point. Left-handed Jedi says, for a background Jabba's palace alien, she's worth a discounted pickup.
No,
I think
absolutely.
if you had swapped her with somebody else and then repainted her outfit, then
Yeah.
she perfect background character.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm right there with Hank. 2.5.
2.5.
2.5
Wow.
stories for another time.
I like
Feeling generous, maybe.
the goggle thing. I like that. It's too bad that they didn't do. I know this is like point of contention, right? First release tech, the solid goggles, and then the second release clear goggles. Could we have not done like maybe some detachable goggles that you pegged on some new ones that had the giant eyes in them,
Mm.
like as a second pair to have them down over her face. That might have given the figure a little bit more value for me. The rifle doesn't add anything for me.
No.
Does she ever have that
Why does she
rifle in
need
the movie?
Not until the second one.
No.
Yeah, so I don't know why we've got that. And of course, the Skywalker saber that we've had a million times already, which is integral to that scene because it's the chest and all that.
It's even a weird short-looking version of it.
She was in my collection. I liked her enough at one time to buy her. So at that time, I think I would have given her probably a 3.5. She was a pretty neat character.
Mm.
I purged all of the sequel figures from my collection, not because I don't like the sequel movies, because I still enjoy them for what they are,
It's about real estate.
but I don't. Yeah, there is that, and I just don't have the emotional connection to these characters that I do with the other films.
Yeah.
So today, I would pick this up, I would look at it and fondly and go, "That's nice," and put it back on the shelf. And for that reason, not because it's a bad figure, but because I just don't give two about it, she's a 1.5 for me.
I wonder if that box is hinged.
Has to be.
It's like more of like a flap.
Is it?
Like it's a plastic flap.
Oh, so it's just I see.
It's perpetually open. You could probably warm it up and get it to lay down. It's soft enough that you can squeeze it down, but it will like
Eventually, that's a break waiting to happen.
Well, yeah, more or less. Mazanata wanted you to be more, but you weren't. Speaking of wanting to be more, the thing we wanted to be more. How about another Finn? How about another Finn? This time it's Finn in his First Order disguise.
Oh, well done, in the
Sean.
elevator for 3 seconds.
A 1 for Mazanata, but 5 for the accessories.
Yeah.
The box is better than the figure. To me, I feel like this is just a reissue of the First Order officer, the one that came in the 2-pack with Akbar.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder, and I didn't look it up, and I'm not going to, but did they just reuse the brown jacket Finn head?
Maybe.
There's definitely no improvement on the portrait here.
This one is ripe for head swapping.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, with the gloves. The baton, 0.5. I thought I didn't see that point for a second. I thought you'd lost your mind, Josh.
5. Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Oh, it's one of the signs of the apocalypse when Josh rates a sequel.
Is this the facing off with Phasma Finn? Is that what this one is?
I believe so.
Is it?
I think so.
Was he wearing that when he?
Because this is after they've gone to.
I remember him being in an elevator for 5 seconds. This isn't going to work.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I blocked a lot of it out.
The hat's removable.
That's cool.
But it's like, I don't know. When there's so, I know why, because we're still in that. These movies are awesome. That's their party line. So they're of course they're going to push.
Did you go for this figure when it was out?
No, sir.
No, neither did I.
Neither did I. I never saw it, but
didn't even try.
Didn't even try.
No. Josh, you're absolutely right. Finn was a decent character, but they fumbled him so hard.
Major.
Yeah. What do you mean, Stormtrooper turned Jedi? Yeah. We might get that somewhere. Pass.
Yeah.
Pass. Such a pass. Nope, that's fine. That's fair.
Because it's a troop builder and you could probably easily swap the head, I'll give it a 2. That's about it.
I think if you were a
2
sequel,
chrome domes.
yeah. If you were a sequel fan,
yes,
then this might be a worthy addition to your shelf for the character himself, and then as a background head swapped, another officer, another First Order, somebody. Yeah,
it's controversial, but I feel like the sequel Stormtroopers are in a way a step ahead.
Yep.
Maybe I don't like the aesthetic as much, but I see that it's a natural evolution of the armor, and I feel like the officers in all of the sequels were like a step back. Like they leaned, instead of leaning into the future, they leaned back into like real Nazi uniforms. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these military, this style of thing, and I know what they're going for.
You know how the Empire gave us sort of a. I know that their color palette was pretty monotone.
Bland.
It was like whites, grays, and blacks. But
Mhm.
like First Order got rid of all of that, and it was all black all
All
the
black.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And I like a cool black, looking character as much as anybody else. Looking at you, Snake Eyes. However, like, is there a point when it just becomes too much? At least with this one, like the gloves and the boots are a different quality. Like there's
Yeah, they look like
some separation between the pants and the boots and the sleeves and the gloves and even the brim of his cap.
Yeah.
But between those, they all look like they're the same material. And that part I don't buy either.
Vinyl covered.
Yeah.
I think I can corroborate. I don't know if I can get a good enough shot of that.
Let me
I
get
think I can corroborate that is.
Is it the same?
I
It
think
is,
it's the
eh?
same body.
I believe it is.
Like
Yeah,
glares.
close,
Yeah, it
not
is.
exact.
I believe it is.
I can't give it straight on, or else you're gonna see him
There
not
you
wearing
go.
pants. There we go. That's not bad.
All right, that's good.
He's got a better weapon though.
He's got his gun's got paint on it. A named character, and he doesn't even warrant some paint. Mind you, he did get the baton as well.
Yeah.
So scrimp on the blaster to give you the baton.
Right, which is articulate too. That has a little
The swivel action to it.
swivel action on the
So now I have to
baton
know,
part.
and I don't own this figure. If anybody who's watching owns this figure, and you can tell me the answer on this, is the neck, like the peg for the neck peg, is it painted black, or is it molded in that plastic?
We're still back when it was a ball, right? You're right.
Yeah.
Instead of numbers.
Yeah, we are.
Hmm.
Did you give it a number for this one, Hank? I don't know. Did I ask?
I think
you?
I gave him a 2.
Yeah.
You want to
maybe
change your mind?
Tonka. It's like a 1. The Tonka's nice though. I like that. I like the baton, but it's not a very good figure.
I feel like that actually might be the redeeming quality, because if you didn't get like Stormtrooper with gear, or you didn't get the Riot Trooper,
You're still
but
gonna be able to
I've got a
access
first
some of
order.
that.
I've got a first order Stormtrooper. Now I can get the baton and give it to him.
Yeah.
So that might be redeeming. Andy, what do you think?
Just for his troop building possibilities, I'm thinking 2.
2 is a troop
chromosomes.
builder. Okay, it's funny. The poor Finn. It's no wonder John Boyega was so mad at them.
Mhm.
Even his action figure doesn't rate.
His
Yeah,
action figure looks pissed off too, though.
if you'd hand me this, yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's like, "I'm here. What do you want?"
I love the promise of what he might have been, or the suggestion.
So much potential.
And I like the idea of going on an undercover mission and being disguised. That's cool. That's very tropey.
You know
I
how
like
we
that.
can fix John Boyega's life?
How's that?
the
Reboot the sequels?
John Stewart Green Lantern.
Ooh, that's not
We
a
need
bad
we need
idea.
it. We need a good Green Lantern movie. He needs a redemption arc as an actor,
That's not a bad idea.
yeah.
Do you think he wants to play? Because he did play he did get a man, and I love the first one. He was the star of the Pacific Rim sequel.
Mm.
He was
that's
the
true.
son. He was a Pentecost. He was the son of
Mm-hmm. Pentecost Senior.
what's the Rainbow Bridge guy?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. Yeah, he was Idris Elba's son. And he was okay in that, but that movie just suffered from a tonal shift that was like, whoa, wait a minute.
I really liked him in Attack the Block.
Attack the Block,
I
yeah.
feel like
which
when
we
he's
all-
acting in his natural accent and
Yeah.
not trying to, it's much easier for an actor to do that. So and he was phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah, he was very good in that. Andy, what do you say?
I'm sticking at 2.
2.
2 chrome domes.
All right, I'm giving the inclusion of the riot baton. That gets a point for me. Reuse of that first order body loses a point for me. Potentially reusing the original fin head, that's a loss for me as well. This is a it's a 1.5.
I have
just
the
for
other.
baton.
I have the other. I just
Oh,
realized
the Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper pin.
Let's have a look.
With the same head. He
That's
looks
tough.
more like he doesn't look as angry.
He looks a little more natural there.
Mm.
He doesn't look as angry. He actually
He
looks
certainly
more
does
like
not. Like him.
himself.
Looks
Yeah.
like him. Yeah, I give it a 1.5 just for the baton, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, where are we at here? We've got what,
We're sticking to the sequels,
three
though.
more to go. Oh, are we going to the sequels again?
Still with the sequels.
Okay, all right, thanks. Don't remind me.
I know.
Here we go. It's General Leia Organa. This one, number 52.
Technically, our second female.
Oh, she is too. Sorry,
So
did I?
we got it. You
Sorry,
said
there's
we had
three.
two,
There's
but
three
actually
tonight.
three.
Sorry, I'd forgotten.
And
that
she also
was-
doesn't suffer from the derpy, thin, spindly
No, so like
legs.
no, but I mean that's because they told her to lose weight, man.
Yeah.
Which, take it or leave it. I don't necessarily agree with those things, but I guess that's sort of part of the when you're an actor.
Holly weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let me solo you on that one, Hank. Let's take a look at that. In the flesh.
Ooh.
Oh, but she does look like hard plastic.
Yes.
But I do feel like I'm way more forgiving of her portrait than I am of Finn's.
It's not all terrible. Like,
no.
and the first thing I did was rip open the new Han Solo, the old man Han Solo, which I kind of really loved that sort of take on the character, but didn't like the take on them. What's going on?
Sorry, I'm just I'm
Was that you?
resizing the slide because it didn't
Nice.
display properly.
I didn't like I don't like the idea of like the star-crossed lovers breaking up for any reason.
Oh, I never liked that either. I thought that was horrible.
I know why they did it, but we're mature adults now. We can handle them getting through a rough patch. This is the same thing to his character with Indiana Jones. And I'm like, does like Harrison Ford not been married to the same woman for like 50 years?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm going to open her eventually because I just feel like the two of those characters belong together, regardless of what the script says.
Mm-hmm.
So
all of those at the time of her death, and all of the comments from the fan community, our princess, and I think we've even said that too, right?
Oh,
she was our princess.
She's officially a Disney princess now. So
yeah. And I think that's locked in. That's forever, right?
Yes.
That you don't get that. No one can take away that crown.
No.
And let's be honest, how cool was it seeing Carrie Fisher come back to the role that made her famous?
And not only that,
she's
advanced, right? Like she's now a general in the
yeah.
Not just
like the backstory they gave her was great. That she
doing
set
everything
aside
that she'd always done.
and went back to the military, and
that's right.
And and she did like her PR surrounding like the way she promoted it. Was fantastic doing the circuit, and
that is an angle that I think is too good to not follow because Carrie's not with us. Like I feel like that's a disservice to the character not to go down that what pulled Leia away from politics and sent her back to basically run another rebellion.
Sure. The Aftermath novels do a really good job of explaining that.
Yeah, I would like to see that happen. I would like to see more with her character. That's all I want. And me, I'm okay with poetic license. I'm okay with recasting. That's fine.
So I haven't read the sequel adaptions, the Marvel sequel adaptions, but they just put out and oddly late, but they just did their Rise of Skywalker sequel adaptation, and they sort of give a, I'm kind of paraphrasing now, but they give there's a better redemption arc for Leia in that in that movie. Like she shares, I don't know, it's just a better overall ending for the character, especially when she should have, she appears with Luke as a Force ghost and brings it all full circle.
Oh, here's an interesting comment. Sean says, I would like to see a Princess Leia box set. I'm going to leave that up because now we have to go through, first of all, how many figures in the box set? Because I feel like,
excuse me,
is this 4 or 5? Or do we get 2, 3 packs?
I mean, you could do.
Oh, man.
Oh, could you though?
Because let's go through it. First of all, you got to have the white robes. That you have to have that.
Yep.
Here's how they're going to get you to buy it.
Slave Leia.
Because no, that's one of them. But Where was I going with that?
I don't know. You had white robes.
White robes.
Probably want Hoth.
Well, we've had Hoth Leia a couple different ways. We've had her escape from Bespin, which is Hoth Leia without the jacket on, and without the snow boots. The one Leia that we haven't had yet
is little Leia.
Leia in her Bespin gown.
Oh. Bespin gown.
Leia in the Bespin gown. You put that one in there.
And remember the theatrical release of Empire when suddenly, and I think it was to do with the way they were lighting the stuff to make it look like Cloud City.
Yeah.
But she was almost pink.
Yeah, the way that it was lit.
Yeah, do you remember that? I wouldn't mind seeing a pink variant of that.
It was like an eternal sunset.
Yeah.
I agree with the one from each movie till you get to Return of the Jedi, and then which one do you pick?
What look do you do?
Because Boosh,
Bounty Hunter disguise, Slave Leia, Endor version.
I would skip on the Boosh because she had a Boosh release. She had an archive Boosh release, and now she's coming out again in the Shadows of the Empire line.
Well,
so
we also have modern releases of the Biker Scout Leia and the Ewok Village Leia.
That is true. They both came out around the same time.
Yeah.
So Endor Leia. Well, there's
you got Rebel Endor and then Ewok.
So before we leave Home One, there's her. No, she's already in her poncho on Home One, isn't she?
She is.
She's in the camo poncho.
She's almost dressed like this under her poncho. Actually,
yeah. Man, I don't know. Like, I think of the Jedi looks. I mean, Disney's not. They say that they can still do it, but they have yet to actually produce. I think that the Slave Leia obviously would sell.
We just got to rename it Huttslayer Leia.
Sure, call it whatever you want. But again, I have that figure. It is in desperate need of a retooling.
Yeah.
Especially the head. It's the one figure where, like, hey, if you get your hands on a second medal ceremony Leia, head swap it for Slave Leia because it's a better look, even if the hair is not 100% accurate.
My favorite Leia in my collection isn't from any of the movies. It's the comic book Leia.
The Padme look.
Padme look with
I like that one too. I bought that
half cape.
Never read that comic book.
Went and got
that figure. It's very nice.
It's very nice.
I like her. Which movie is it where she's got the long flowy robe on, but the thing that covers her mouth? It's up around her. I love that. It's very anime like.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about. Is that in the last? Rise of Skywalker, isn't it?
It might be Rise of Skywalker.
I think it is.
That might have been to cover up some of the CGI problems they were having.
Yeah, maybe. But I love that. It's just like her eyes and part of her nose peeking up over it. I love that.
And I mean the other look you don't get is when she's in her medical robes, Mary Poppins.
No, you don't. You don't.
Or her when she's in her Jedi training gear, training Rey.
Oh, that's a good one too. Or what from the flashback sequence, her and Luke?
The flashback sequence with her. There's a 2-pack we need
with the blast shield.
The blast shields. There's a 2-pack we need.
That would be cool. Siblings.
We don't have Leia's lightsaber in a 6-inch scale.
No,
it never came with a version of Rey.
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
I'm betting it came with the version of Rey that gave her the yellow lightsaber.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Don't quote me on that. Left-handed Jedi. Yeah. What do you think? Did she come with that at any time?
No,
she did not.
It was the Last Jedi Rey right there.
Sean says one of her from the Obi-Wan.
Yeah, little
TV.
Leia.
Little Leia.
Yeah,
little Leia comes with it.
No, there should be a little Leia figure.
Oh, I see. I
agree with that as well.
I was like, yeah.
Wait, is that that's the Rey from
Rise of Skywalker Rey?
It is Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
So it's
she doesn't come with. Well, she comes with Dio.
Yes.
No, but she's still got the staff. She doesn't have her lightsaber.
No, exactly.
The one that comes with her lightsaber.
Yeah.
The version of Rey that comes with her yellow lightsaber.
I don't know. I'm not aware of one. That's the last.
I gotta look it up now.
That's the last Rey.
You're gonna have to indulge me here, everybody.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second.
Fair.
I gotta look this up.
Fair enough. Talk amongst yourselves.
Let's go to shout out to Mefitsu Reviews, who's an integral part of the show, whether they know it or not. I just want to look this up here because that would be.
There's nobody on screen with me. I'm lonely.
Oh no, hang on a second here. Let me Sorry, let me. There we
There
are.
you go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't
Stare at all those
unsolo
not
you.
saying stuff.
I just got to roll back here until I can find. Oh,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
know the Fleet Trooper got a reissue?
Really?
Oh, he did. Yeah, you get it in the 2-pack with the Stormtrooper.
Oh, okay.
It's cheap too on Amazon. Cheaper.
What did I see that was really cheap? Oh, I've been really jonesing on my G.I. Joe classifieds. So when they come up for a good price, I'm like, oh.
And I'm like, sorry, Kim.
Yeah, I know. I told her I was only going to collect the original 13, and I have 20. I have 26 of them now.
That's not how drugs work, Wes.
8. No, you're absolutely right. Oh my gosh, so much Return of the Jedi, so much Mandalorian. Oh my gosh, where's the?
I saw another Mines
figures?
of Mandalore Mando at a Shoppers Drug Mart again.
The Mines of Mandalore. Oh, what's
Are
in
you
that
on
one?
Mephisto?
I am.
You should be able to sort by just clicking Ray.
Where, at the top?
I believe so.
I can
Or
just
maybe it's Jedi
Here?
Archive that does that. One of them you can select a figure and it'll give you all the
Deluxe
figures.
boxed, age it, filter by faction, filter by movie. Oh,
Rise of Skywalker. Then that'll should narrow you down a bit.
Resistance. Wow.
There you go, right at the bottom.
The Rise of Skywalker. Here we go. We're filtering. We are filtering. We got Dark Ray. Who else we got?
Another Kylo Ren.
There's Ray. Is that it?
I believe so.
They didn't give her a version with her own lightsaber?
No, man.
What?
Well, they're saving that for the new movie.
How did they miss that?
They're getting to it. Don't worry.
Seriously. Wow. If I'm reading this right, she did not get a Black Series release with her own lightsaber. The one that she made out of her staff.
Yeah.
That is a huge oversight. I mean, like the movies or not, that's a terrible oversight to do that. Terrible. Oh, wait a minute. What about the regular one? There's a
there's a gold version of her 3.75 that might count because her lightsaber's technically gold in that. Expanded universe, Ray.
I would accept that. Sure. Nope,
Oh,
she
still a
didn't.
blue.
She didn't get still the Skywalker family one. That is an oversight if there ever was
I wonder
one.
if that had anything to do with spoiler. Like, remember how they
maybe
the two versions of her figure.
How many versions of Rey came out for the Phantom Menace? Jesus.
And then after it'd be like, let's release another Rose figure. Like,
yeah.
They probably are not going to go down that road until they see.
All right.
I've heard rumors that Rey thing has been shelved again. So
I want to thank Sean for sending us off the rails on this one.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
From Leia. Okay, we got our Leia box set now. Maybe
it's only got 17 figures in it.
So circling back around to General Leia Organa. Hank, where are you at?
Yeah, Carrie, man, Space Mom, our princess. She's probably still a 3 for me. That's a pretty decent base sculpt for what it is. It still looks action figurine up, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's had too much work done.
No.
And the paint apps are understated and nice. Like, she's not, that's a 3 for me. That's a nice figure, especially when I open it later on and I open the Jaina Solo and it's my EU Leia.
Yeah.
I can live with that a lot. Sleep at night with that.
Andy, what do you think?
I'm right there with you. She's a strong, powerful female lead, and the character represents that. The figure does an adequate job of bringing that across. So I'm thinking 3 Mary Poppins.
Nice. Sometimes you control the Force. Sometimes it controls you.
The Force saved our girl, only to take her away.
It also brings you back to life. But you can't fight a heart attack. Okay, so Leia. The figure is ostensibly better than the movie. And I have a soft spot for her as well. I never had this one because by this time I was out of the sequel figures. But she's okay. She's okay. She definitely looks good. And you could head swap her with, random Marvel legend or, other female 6-inch character. And now you have another officer or technician or somebody in your Resistance figures.
Swap with the Laura Dern head.
So I feel yeah. That'd be a good one. Or any of the Power Rangers, I guess.
True.
They're all 6-inch, right? Lightning collection.
So you do holdo maneuvers all day long.
General Leia gets she gets a 2.5 from me.
Yeah.
I love the carry, but
It's a half
I'm
score.
sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, let's get on to something else here. What do
There's
we got? Oh,
Chris checking in with us.
Chris checking in. I was trying to message you earlier, Chris. I will message you privately after the show. I got a date for you. You can maybe mull that over.
Mm-hmm.
3 blasters. 3 blasters.
Oh boy.
Nice.
3 Satine's Laments.
There you go.
Say that 5 times fast.
I don't want to.
No, don't. And I know it's Poe Dameron because the box says so.
Are you sure?
I think the box is lying.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but at the same time, listen. We've seen Poe twice before?
Yeah.
And as bad as this one is,
it's probably the best one.
Still the best looking one.
I say you swap the Moon Knight head on there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, man. Actually, that's hilarious. Just with the full.
Put the Moon Knight head on it. Yeah. You're probably
Mr.
right.
Midnight.
Yeah. But I mean, for what it is, Captain Poe Dameron, here he is in his super dark brown,
He
nearly
looks like
black, almost all
anti-hero
black.
I don't even remember him dressed like this.
Anti-Han, yeah. I don't really remember it either.
Is this when he was being scolded?
I
I always thought he had
maybe.
like some kind of flight jacket on that was
a little bit brighter than this. Yeah, but certainly.
Yeah.
You know, Oscar Isaac was so quiet after these movies came out, and this might be contributing to it.
Right. Well, I mean, he's probably in exchange for his quietness is why they were like, well, we'll give you Moon Knight, and we'll if you're going to be vocal, we're not going to be employing you anymore. So
I mean, he's the
only. I'm a champion. I'm a big fan of that Moon Knight show. I know you guys weren't the biggest fans of it, but
he's the only. I believe he's the only sequel actor besides Phasma that got a recurring role in Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance. Jesus.
Wow,
he's pretty bad. He looks like a young Pablo Escobar.
Let me just get back to first of all, Josh, 0.5. And what else? Worst of the bunch. Wow. Is he though? Is he the worst?
Of this wave? Yeah, he's definitely the worst of these waves.
What did they do to the head sculpt? I only give it 2 blasters.
Nice. Well, that's very generous.
I have to say, as far as is that
is old man Han?
Is it?
And body wise, he's giving me vibes like that.
It's not all old man Han.
No.
But it might be partial though.
I'm looking over there,
and I think that's new tooling though. It's definitely a different jacket.
It's not the exact same figure by any stretch.
Well, let's face it. Poe Dameron was the Han Solo of that trilogy. Yes, so this gives him that now you finally got the look.
Mm-hmm. He looks like actually the
ship.
Yeah,
that officer version of
Finn.
Of Finn wasn't much better, but this looks like the officer got drunk and undid his tunic. Like he just
possibly. Yeah. I do like
did a head swap like that
as an action figure though, and I think getting back to the core idea of what the show is about, like action figure,
right?
This is a great action figure because he could be anybody.
Yeah,
you pop that head off and you swap him with anything.
He looks nothing like Oscar Isaac, so you don't even need to swap the head. I would repaint this thing for a Rebel Alliance spider.
So clean up his face, make him a blonde guy, and now he's just a different person.
Like we need more rebels from that Yavin base stuff we saw going on in Andor.
Yeah. He looks like he could have been right. He could have been shoulder to shoulder with Cassian with that look, that jacket.
But I also don't want to buy a figure just because I know I'm going to have to open it and repaint it.
Right.
So from that standpoint, it's not the best thing in the world.
No, but I mean, I bet if you were looking,
it's got
for this
nice
figure,
sculpt. It's got a decent paint app on the weapon.
Yeah.
The face print, for what it is, it's clean. The beard looks decent, and we've had complaints about the beard before. Mm-hmm. I think the weathering on the patch. So it's probably a 2.5, and then rip that face off.
I feel like this is a figure you could probably track down relatively inexpensively. So maybe in 2025 you would go and track this one down for a custom or for especially a loose one, right? Like I wouldn't.
Loose, jump at it. Yeah.
Andy, what do you think of Captain Poe Dameron?
I'm thinking two.
2, eh?
Two Finn take my jackets.
It looks good on you. Looks good on you.
I'm gonna give you your
2017, I feel like this was pretty good for what it was. The head is obviously the biggest detractor. The stubble just doesn't work, and a lot of things don't work. He almost looks a little bit like,
It's like his head got squished.
you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of, did you guys watch Heroes? The
Yes.
TV show?
No,
Looks
I
like
don't.
Mohinder Suresh.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he looks like the guy that sells me papers at the corner store.
But definitely not a great likeness for Oscar Isaac. But as an
No.
action figure, I think he's pretty redeeming
Yeah, he's got some
for what he could be.
potential.
Yeah, he's got some potential. So for that, I will give him a 2.5.
Nice.
You are a 2.5. Where are we going next? Are we staying? Oh dear.
Still in that sequel era.
Let's try. Well, no, I guess whatever comes of this comes of this. But it is Resistance Technician Rose.
I don't mind
Oh
this one.
dear.
That's
Number 55.
All right. I hate that weapon painted like that.
I'd never liked this rifle to
hate
begin
that.
with. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's not-
awful.
It doesn't
figure
have the
itself,
same
though.
aesthetic as the other Star Wars rifles. The figure itself is actually quite a nice sculpt. There's a lot of really nice detail.
Not going
in
to
her
argue with you
jumpsuit.
on that. And it does look, even though it's not face print, it does
Still
look
looks
like Kelly
close
Marie
enough,
Tran.
yeah.
And if anything, she looks she looks very Star. That's a very Star Wars uniform. It's some sort of flight suit or a tech suit.
I did not translate the Aurebesh on her jumpsuit. I presume that's
wow.
probably her name.
Maybe.
Right. I like the mustard yellow. That's like that color scheme.
Now this is the new worst of the bunch.
Yeah. And I mean, there was nothing, we step away from the action figure that I don't understand the vitriol that the actress
I don't
got.
either. I don't either.
No.
But
That
again,
stuff
it's
is
another
a friggin' travesty.
it's another character that they set something up and then abandon an idea.
100%.
But now they've made her a core character, so they couldn't completely eliminate her from the third movie.
Yeah.
But they just didn't do anything with her.
And at the end of the day, really, you don't like that mustard. I like that mustard color works with, for me, it works with that early Rebellion stuff.
Seeing
So if you were to
her,
maybe, because it's a flight suit, so maybe
I don't think this would work in the standard flight suit orange.
no, but I mean it's a jumpsuit with a hood. So like as ground crew,
Highly visible on the runway.
that's what I mean. Like that works for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
and
works.
and look, it just screams we can beat them with love.
or a ski speeder.
Oh wow, that's a great Timo April O'Neil. Oh my.
Wow.
Maybe even a November O'Neil.
It's unfortunate that this character did not get any kind of arc that was worthy of talking about.
It grosses me out when sectors of our fandom go after people personally.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
And it's grossed me out since since
Phantom
Jar
Menace.
Jar and Anakin, since Phantom Menace. And I was very vocal, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Reba, the character Reba, but I was very vocal about if you go after that actress, you'll have to deal with me because I'm tired of that stuff. They're doing a job at the end of the day, and they're doing the best they can with the instructions they've been giving, or
right.
weak scripts, or whatever else.
Like Mark Hamill said, I'm here to do a job. This is what they handed to me, and that's what I did.
None of the actors in those movies were the failings. I watch I could say a lot different about, say, The Acolyte, where I go, a few of those actors shit the bed in my respect. But
I know you definitely had more.
But I don't feel that about any of the sequels. In fact, some of the best acting, like chemistry, was in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
the banter was much more natural between Poe and Finn and stuff like that. But again, I'm coming off the rails. This is a 2.5. Like the face sculpt. Okay. So I really like the jumpsuit. I really like the sculpt on the jumpsuit, and the paint apps are subtle.
Yeah.
So that's a 3. And then I take it back 1 for the sort of derpy face. That's a 2. Um, I'm going to split the difference. 2.5. 2.5 sacrifices for love, I guess.
Andy, what do you think of Resistance Tech Rose?
I like her. Like the figure, like the flight suit. I'm even forgiving of the face. I'm gonna give her a 3.
I don't
Nice.
have a problem with the face. It looks like the
Yeah,
actor to
like
me.
it
I
looks
don't
like
have
an
a problem with
action
that.
figure of her, right? So
I feel like this figure, along with the last one and arguably the one before that, it's really sad that we're talking about Star Wars figures, and I know we're reviewing them sort of like post release, several years post release.
Right.
But what does it say when this and like the other two? So what the last 3 figures to
Right.
me all make better customs than they do the characters that they're supposed to
No,
be.
100%. And there is a problem, like with people of color when they make them into action figures, is that they come out looking less specific and more like generic Asian or generic African American or
Yeah,
generic Hispanic. And I
sure.
find that a little about her because the picture of her down there is it looks spot on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but again, easily in the background at Yob and base blends right in, or in the back of a cantina or something like that. So,
This body with a helmeted head
oh yeah,
would be great. Like some kind of ground crew helmet or something.
mhm.
and I love the idea that once these were cheap enough that you could buy your wife a bouquet of them.
And I guess technically we mucked it again because this is our 4th female.
Oh, that's true. It is the
Or our
4th.
4th.
Oh
What did I
yeah,
say? We're getting 2. No, we got 4.
We got 4 tonight.
and none of them have the crazy legs.
No,
All
no.
of them have like nice solid situation going on. Yeah.
Rose, I'm sorry you didn't get a better arc. You got a pretty good action figure. I don't think a lot of people bought it, and you are a better custom than you are you, and for that, you get a 2.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. It is our last figure of the night. It may be a high scoring figure.
Mhm.
This one is cool because it is the only Legends figure that we are looking at across the 4 waves. This one is Jaina Solo, and dare I say, that's not face printed because I have no idea who this figure is based on.
No.
But damn, she looks good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She looks really good. Anybody know who this figure is based on? Is it based on a
I
person?
don't know. Well, so here I have a theory. She looks a lot like,
Oh, you are legit opening that
yeah,
on
legit
the
am.
spot. All right,
Yeah, you got it.
let's solo you.
I think she's a little spindly.
That's true.
She's a tiny bit spindly compared to some of the others. I don't know if you can pick that up. But there's one thing that I love about this figure. It's sitting in the
Yep.
box there,
Yep.
and that's the Harrison Ford half smirk on that mouth.
Yeah.
And I know that's a little blurry, but
That's
it
okay.
is absolutely genius the way they just. I think this is actually them trying to sculpt Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford as one person.
Let's try to let's reason out what their offspring might look like.
And it's fantastic.
I regret not buying her, but I didn't know enough about the character at the time. And I mean, arguably I still don't really. It's not I haven't done a ton of reading on the Solo twins. But I do love I think the thing is that she's all black. And again, I like an all black character, an all black action figure, but
and
I
that
just think like
the
she's
helmet.
so close to villain with that look.
And that's the opposite of her arc. You guys recall Dark
She's like the
Empire?
redeemer. Yeah.
She is. She brings Jason back from the brink.
Yeah.
I think she quote me on this. If anybody knows the EU better than me, the novels, please chime in. But I believe she eventually kills her. Like has to kill her brother.
I believe that is correct.
Purple
She comes with a
lightsaber.
purple lightsaber, so that's sort of is this pre or post Mara Jade?
Um,
So wasn't Mara the first literary character to have a purple lightsaber?
ask her yourself.
Yeah. But also her DL-44 is essentially the Greedo killer. I don't know if there's a scope on the side of that. If there is
is
not
no
on the
scope.
side. So
Scopeless.
that's a third version of that. I don't know if anybody else has that version of the DL44 in
No,
the Black
it's a
Series.
nice. This is the one that was in Andor, the glam version, right?
Very
This
well. No, the one that we saw in
oh, is all
the
wood.
case was the hero, the A New Hope blaster.
There's some nice paint on. It's more silver than black, which we haven't seen for this weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, she's really nice in hand.
Left-handed Jedi. We have a winner.
I-
Sean, great figure.
yeah,
It was a tough call for me. Like my knee jerk was to vote for this one.
I
But
did knee jerk vote for this one, and
I didn't, only because I don't own this figure.
yeah,
I think if I had her and was able to handle it and play with it a bit, I would feel differently about it. And even
I'm
looking at her now,
I'm
man,
not going to go back on our sort of because we wanted a nice, but like the sculpting on her is excellent. That like just the even though it's a skin tight flight suit, there's lots of wrinkles. There's lots of this belt. Like man, she's got the
do you think
Han Solo style.
did they reuse the strapping, like the leg straps, the flight suit straps off the pilot Luke, like the chest box and all that?
It's very similar. I don't have. Do I have Pilot Luke here?
Because it looks
100%.
Very similar.
yeah. Like,
100%.
would that limit
They
her
did, eh?
articulation?
Maybe.
Or-
The
Oh,
loops
you know,
look bigger around her
But they
legs.
resculpted the torso as it goes into
Yeah,
like the lower the thorax, if you will.
sure.
But that belt, like there's a
You mean
lightsaber.
her abdomen?
That's the word. Thanks. Me English. He fell English. That's impossible.
Wow.
But that's a nice holster setup. There's a little hook for the lightsaber with the like. So you're getting a ton of accessories with that. Big
For a
EU
character
fan.
or for a figure that's not based on a real human being, to my knowledge, why does she look so damn good?
Right?
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
I was curious about that that smirk, without the shine of the plastic on it, and that's a 5 for me, boys.
You know what's funny? We talk about this. Characters that come with helmets, they tend to suffer, right? So
Yeah,
either the helmeted look is really
press
good,
the helm.
or no helmet looks really good. But this one looks really good,
Either way.
helmet on or off. Like I don't have an issue with the hair being tied up against the side of her head. I think it looks like it's hanging very
Oh
naturally.
wow, she doesn't even have butterfly shoulders, and look what I can do.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that arm up over the head like
That's
that.
very good. That's really nice.
It's really nice. Yep.
Well, the voting
Yeah.
has already been locked in.
I
So
know. I know.
it's too late to
Not a
change
problem.
it
Not
now.
a problem. I wonder how I can get her into the semis because if I were to
Wow.
vote on that a second round.
I'll tell you how we get her in there. It's that people start watching the show and
Yes.
actually voting, because
Yeah.
the more that you guys vote, then the better chance of getting your favorite figure into the winner's circle.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you leave it to three schmucks like us and we make bad decisions, right?
I don't know if we make that bad of a decision.
So it's fun to unbox them live with you guys, and it's
Yeah.
motivation for me. So sometimes that can influence my situation.
Well, I mean, when you're opening it in the moment, of course you have that like, oh, it's a visceral, like you're experiencing it right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And all I get to do is experience her through a picture and through your excitement. So I
It's
feel
really
like I'm disadvantaged here.
Living vicariously.
Oh,
So
yes.
Hank, you just said she's a 5.
She's a 5. I'm
She's
gonna
a
I'm
5,
gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna take some action figure photos for this character
Sweet.
very soon.
Andy, what do you think of Jaina Solo?
I like her. Thinking 4 purple lightsabers.
4
Nice.
purple lightsabers. I
Take
like
that,
her as
Mason,
well.
dude.
I'm less confused about her now than I was when she first came out. Why is she dressed all in black but still wears rebellion symbol? I don't get it. No, I get it. She's very cool. She's a great looking portrait. Cool accessories. Man, she's a 4.5 for me.
Mm.
And that does bring us to it's that time again. It is where we talk about the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery. It is awarded to the best overall figure of each episode. Sometimes the inscription reads non mentum lorem, or no chin strap, because like the Duke John Wayne, Porkins knew that chin straps are for sissies. This week, the voting was a little bit skewed, and unfortunately, we didn't get enough votes from the audience to help us out. So we had to make a decision. It might be the wrong one, but congratulations, Harrison Dula. There'll be no ghosting this award. The Rebel Alliance just wouldn't be the same without General Syndulla. Congratulations, Hera.
I tried
Man,
to
do you
put
feel like it was the wrong choice after looking at Jaina?
in hand.
Yeah.
So I like Hera's a better character. She's a top tier character in my opinion.
Yep.
But is she a better action
Is she a
figure?
better action figure? That is that's the question, isn't it?
Bro, that's how high I can lift her arms. She came with one accessory.
I
She's
know it's
not
a
a better
tough one.
action
It
figure,
is a tough
unfortunately.
one. It's a tough one. Maybe we should have rethought that one.
Her heart, with my heart, though. I mean, I'm not mad at the decision.
Yep. Yep. Oh, valid pick. Thank you very much. Thanks, man. Josh. Meh.
I
Meh.
couldn't get the medal over her Liku, so
Oh, that's okay.
I
That's
didn't
okay.
pop her head off, so she's just holding
She's just
the
holding
award.
it. You know who else comes with a medal? The client.
Hmm.
The client
Oh.
comes with a medal.
Oh, he does.
So we might be able to use that one as well.
He's here somewhere.
Well, listen, I've had so much fun doing this tonight. I don't think I want the show to end. So guess what? I'm gonna hit you with some bonus content because we are so close to the end of 2017. We might as well just finish out the year and come back fresh for 2018 in our next episode.
That sounds
So
good.
let's get to some bonus content. These are sold as Black Series, but they are not action figures. I am talking about the Black Series centerpiece line, of which I think there's what, 4 of them?
Something like that.
Doug, bonus. Yes, man, bonus.
The BS stands for something else, not Black Series.
In 2017, we got 2 centerpiece releases. I owned both of them. I have since sold them. I would have loved to have kept them, but like I've said before, I have too many things going on and not enough real estate to get into dioramas. But man, these are both of these. I loved both of them. I still do. I think they're great. If you own them, you know what I'm talking about. The first one, number 1, it's Darth Vader. These are highly stylized. Oh, they're mini statues that fit in scale with your Black Series figures. And what's cool about them is they have pegs, so you can peg on additional figures. This one is a hyper stylized version of coming aboard the Tantive 4 at the beginning of A New Hope. You've got a blast effect, and you've got that ring in the door. That's where Vader has essentially either cut through it or where
the Rogue One whole scene.
This is not the Rogue One scene. I don't think it is anyway. The door's blown off, so I assume it's the Tantive scene. But it's super stylized. So you know what? It can be whatever you want it to be.
That's true.
Oh, Sean, never seen that before. You'd like that in your collection. These were great. And you can still find them out there.
They are still out there.
Yeah, they're out there. They are all battery operated. So that blast effect and that door thing, it lights up.
So it looks like glowing metal.
So look above Vader's outstretched hand. There's a button on the wall. You press that in and that turns it on, and they pulse, like they glow.
His saber doesn't glow though, does it?
It does not. It does not. But it looks good the way it is. And I like the way that they've painted on a little bit of a glow effect on the door.
Yeah, so it's still cooling down.
Oh, Josh, you've never seen these either. Wow. Okay. Here's what it looks like with some figures pegged on it. So if you wanted to pad that out with some stormtroopers, it might look like that. You've got room for, I think at one time I had 3 or 4 of them on it.
It looks like there's an extra peg right at the front.
Yeah, there is. So, you could have like 1 foot on and 1 foot off. And seeing as the stormtrooper has a wonky leg, it might work out and he'll stand up even better.
There's an active bid on eBay for $34 for one of these.
I believe
they've been selling for $150, $160.
Oh, then they've definitely appreciated in value, because I think at the time they were
less than that.
50-ish, maybe.
I think somewhere around.
I think they were in the 50-ish range, Canadian dollars. So they would have been less less down south. Put some Cobra troops on it.
Action figure.
You can't take the Vader off. The Vader is integral. He's part of it. So, I mean,
Command Legion of Vipers.
I guess if you want Cobra to be led by Dark Lord of the Sith, you could do that.
Right after he kicks Serpentor's ass.
I love the idea that these are hyper stylized. So they are reinterpretations of scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like this one and you think this one is cool, you either are going to really love the next one or you're not going to like it because it takes that whole poetic license to a whole new level.
Oh.
And I say that as we go and look at Luke Skywalker. This is Luke on Hoth.
I like this one.
This is after the crash.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is coming over the side of a broken down at foot. Of course, that never happened in the movie, but that's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
This one is cool. It comes in a couple of pieces. You get the main piece with Luke coming over the foot, and then you get a secondary snow piece, which you can just sort of slide it together to join it and have one
big snow pile.
Yeah, or you can separate it like snow, no snow, snow.
Hmm.
This one's got molded footprints in it, and in those molded footprints are they're obviously laid out for a very specific purpose, and that is so that you can add on snowtrooper or
there you go.
AT-AT driver or AT pilot, depending on which one you got. Again, this one lights up. The big blast effect there. You hit the button on the foot, and it lights up and pulses.
So, unlike the Rey and Kylo version,
that's coming in 2018.
Does that come next? It's
That's
weird that this isn't like
the
say
other ones like
no,
I mean they weren't these type, but they were figures on little bases.
Oh yeah, we got the like
Rey
the
was standing on crate for some reason.
Yeah, sorry, the Starkiller base ones.
And I think Cassian was in the rain gear on.
That's right.
So the same thing. These are nice, and they would look like, but they almost don't even belong on the same shelf.
Yeah, I mean they're.
I would rather the Bespin duel and have them clip together.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Right?
That would be very cool.
Then, so while they're really, really nice, I mean, I saw them at True and I didn't pick them up for obvious reasons. I'm not really a macaque collector. I have a few in my collection for sure, but
I did have both of these. I've had more room, I might have kept them, but it just came down to I don't have the space for these. And again, because it's such a reinterpretation of
what happened,
right? I was okay with letting them go.
The funniest thing about them is they're both posed the way I wish we could actually pose these
actual figures. Yeah.
Right? It's like I have to break them to do that. So that's kind of like you can get those poses if you know.
Yeah. The fact that they're meant to be used with your existing Black Series figures is a nice touch. That I think that adds value to.
I mean, it leans into the photography aspect, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. But there's a reason that they only did 4 of these.
I'm wondering if that Mark Hamill's face sculpt is better than any of the other face sculpts.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Let me see. Get a better look at it than the other one. Not really.
No.
Not really. But I mean, that's the first. Hey, we got this before we got the Snowspeeder flight suit.
That's right.
Figure. That doesn't come out for another couple of years. And that comes out in the new refreshed packaging. So yeah, that's your 2 centerpieces. I don't feel we need to rate these. They're just so far. They're so far out from what we've been doing.
A lot of the Black Series with them like blanketing it over the whole collectible version.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like they were throwing a lot of darts at the wall and seeing what stuck.
Even the Force Effects lightsabers were Black Series.
The helmets are all Black Series.
Yeah, Black Series helmets. Yeah,
we're gonna have to do a helmet review series soon.
They did the little not micro, but there was a die cast line that was Black Series. The miniature helmets.
The helmets.
Yeah, yeah.
That's always the worst when you search Black Series on Amazon and you get the vintage collection.
The Vader, by the way, I just searched Amazon. The Vader is available for $219 plus shipping.
I don't know if I would really spend that kind of money on it.
That's
Oh
Lenny
man.
Kravitz money, man.
But yeah, I thought, you know what? We are so close. By the time we got to the end of Wave 14, these were the last two releases chronologically in 2017. So let's just wipe the slate, be done with 2017, and pick up our next episode, start anew, fresh into 2018. And on that note, here's what we're going to look at in 2 weeks. We've got Han Solo. He's these SDCC. Sorry, let me just start with the tone. We're going to start with our usual round of exclusives. So we're going to hit our convention exclusives and part of our retailer exclusives, because this is going to be broken into a couple of parts. So we've got our San Diego Han Solo Exogorth Escape, which is essentially the Bespin Han with some extra accessories. Then we get our other two centerpieces. And I don't want to get into this now, but one of them is a statue like the two we just looked at, and the other one is an action figure. I don't know why it's sold as a centerpiece.
Magic.
Then we have the European convention exclusive. That's Hoth Echo Base, which is, of course, Han Solo and Princess Leia, which both got single carded releases, but some variants.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. You do know. I know. And then we get into some of the single carded figures like the Mimbin Stormtrooper, which I didn't get, which I regret not getting.
Oh, me too.
General Veers, Princess Leia, Bespin Escape, and our Gamorrean Guard. So, as I said at the beginning of the show, you've got 2 weeks to vote on these. We're Back in Black series going to take a week off so Hank can go have some life, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks. So Sunday, July 13th, I think, is the next one of these.
Nice.
You can vote on these figures now. They are on all of our socials, less Twitch because you can't post on Twitch, but you can go over to the post section on our YouTube channel. You'll find the post there at the top of the feed, as it is in all of our social media, and have your say there. It's one vote per person per social media channel. You have 2 weeks. I will close the voting on Saturday the 12th at noon Eastern time to compile all the votes. And Sean, who's just put in a word for the Gamorrean Guard. Sean, I can tell you right now, including my votes, and now yours, the Gamorrean Guard is firmly in the lead. So let's keep that one going.
Forgot about that Mimbon Trooper.
God, again, I don't... Josh, let the Wookiee win. Arguably, we just looked at that figure with a different head. I don't know if it's worthy of the win. Goggles on, yes. Goggles off.
It's got some nice... I like the double bandolier. We'll get into it in a couple weeks.
Yeah. It's fair enough. Fair enough. But that's going to be it for us. Come back and see us in 2 weeks as we cover, we get into 2018. And still the same price. Still the same price for a single.
And same packaging.
Yeah. We're going to be in phase 3 for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Phase 3. Our phase 4, we looked at Hera tonight. She had some phase 4 packaging. I guess they called that the Galaxy Collection.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. The Galaxy
Collection. Angled boxes.
That's what, I just call them the wedge box.
Yeah.
The wedge box. That's all I think of them as. That being said, I was out today. I don't have them on hand because I've already got them in the collection. The ISB Tactical Agent is out in stores now, at least here in Canada. If you haven't checked it out already, please do so. It's a great figure. We'll get to him in 4 or 5 years. But that's it for now, folks. What do we got coming up? What's the date today? Today is the 29th. So for those of you watching in Canada, got a Canada Day coming up. I hope you guys have a great time on Canada Day. Of course, it's midweek this week. So, and the kids are out of school now. So watch out for all the kiddies out there. Andy and I, we've been off for a couple of weeks because life. I think
Pardon me.
I think we're coming back for random this week.
Yeah, we got a show ready.
Okay, good. We are back this week for Random Fandom on Tuesday night. Josh, Joe Fest was fun, by the way. Had a blast.
Excellent.
Good for you, man. I know I've seen some photos. I still have to get the footage off my phone, the RonCon footage.
Yes, we need to.
And then we'll do a follow-up video on that. Happy Canada Day to you too as well, Left-Handed Jedi. Thank you so much. Back in Black series, we're back in 2 weeks. Random Fandom, we're here on Tuesday night. If you have a chance, come out and join us. We'll have some fun, interesting things to talk about, as
Mhm.
Hollyweird always seems to provide.
They do.
Yeah. So, is there anything you guys want to touch on before we say goodnight?
Doug may or may not film me doing a Star Wars rant at the campfire, so I might throw a video up. You never know.
Ooh.
Live stream it. Just live stream it.
C-3PO, that fucking guy.
Sorry to hear that, Josh. Change positions. I hope it's a change for the better for you, though. I hope that's comes with the right amount of compensation.
Mhm.
Okay. As always, remember, folks. Yes, Doug, will do. Photos are never happened. Remember, whatever your thing is, and I know you have a thing, fan on, everybody. As always, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Hank.
We will see you on the next one in a couple weeks. Bye for now, everybody.